Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I'm not sure if you all heard about the shooting last week, just heartbreaking in Nashville. I know there was a lot going on with Trump's inauguration and all of his executive orders, so it may have slipped your, view. I mean, it may not have even been covered. I don't even know. I'm not really watching mainstream news channels lately. So anyway, what happened was there was a 17-year-old. He's the suspect at this point, but they're, pretty sure, as you're going to hear. His name was Solomon Henderson. He opened fire in the cafeteria at Antioch High School. He sadly, tragically killed a 16-year-old girl named Jocelyn Escalante. A 17-year-old boy was also injured. Luckily, he has survived. He is going to be okay. Henderson then turned the gun on himself, so he is now deceased as well. The new details, though, were released, and it really shows how right-wing media is absolutely just a cancer on our culture, in our society. So the new details reveal that he was in touch with other previous school shooters on social media. Now, that's at least what it seems at this point. His Pinterest account had photos of other school shooters, and he left behind, allegedly, a 51-page manifesto. This was released prior to the shooting. There's also another 300-page document that's being attributed to Henderson that was posted on Twitter. And it was, again, allegedly, supposedly written and compiled by Henderson. In this document, I don't know which documents contained which details, but in one or both of these documents, he expressed violent white supremacist beliefs, even though he is a black or was a black boy. It included hatred toward Jewish people. It showed support for neo-Nazi accelerationist ideas. That is the idea that if you start a race war, that we can get rid of all minorities and, accelerate to a white ethno-state. There were anti-Semitic tropes included in these documents, all kinds of conspiracy theories that explained his beliefs. So he bought into a lot of these conspiracy theories that cause, people who are already on the edge or, deep in these rabbit holes to hate Jewish people, to hate minorities. He expressed self-loathing as a black person, and he expressed a desire to see racial and religious minorities destroyed in a genocide. Again, this is a black boy. So the Tennessean news outlet said the 300-page document contained, quote, numerous selfies of what appears to be the shooter with various alt-right paraphernalia scattered between statements against race mixing, wishes to take revenge on society, statements praising Adolf Hitler, and pages of explicit photos from previous school shootings. So how does this happen, right? How does a black boy in Tennessee become a white supremacist? Henderson allegedly was very involved in the Groyper community. I've mentioned this before. The Groyper community is led by the self-avowed white nationalist Nick Fuentes, who espouses the benefits of being an incel, involuntarily celibate. He very explicitly, very plainly talks about how he just wishes to grow up or live in an all-white community and where people look like him. He literally just said this last week, that it would be very upsetting to him to have to live in an area with people who don't look like him or speak like him and have the same beliefs. I mean, talk about snowflakes, right? So Henderson's social media was apparently and allegedly filled with all kinds of this Groyper and incel content. And the 50-page manifesto, they said, mentions Fuentes and other right-wing MAGA celebrities, quote unquote. They didn't use the word celebrities, I am, but these are, well-known right-wingers. So the document credits far-right podcasters like Candace Owens and Ethan Ralph as inspirations for his views. Left-wing podcaster Destiny was also mentioned. YouTuber Mr. Beast was in there. Very bizarre grouping of people. So, it's going to be looked into. It will be investigated to see if this actually was something that he wrote. But in regard to Owens, in regard to Candace Owens, it states, quote, Candace Owens influenced me above all each time she spoke. I was stunned by her insights, and her own views helped push me further and further into the belief of violence over the Jewish question. So Owens denies this. She denies that this is a legitimate document. She says, this is all some psyop against her or something. So she posted on Twitter, quote, regarding the alleged manifesto, in quotes, it is an obvious troll. How can you tell? Because the deranged individual plagiarized the exact same language from the Christchurch, New Zealand manifesto, combined with other manifestos and writings freely available on the web. In essence, it is a plagiarized document. I mean, okay, so it's plagiarized. I mean, that is true. That has been proven, and other people have admitted that, other news outlets. Plagiarism only proves that the author of the document was too lazy to write their own content. Doesn't mean it's not true, right? I mean, most of these guys are too lazy and too ignorant. Most neo-Nazis, white supremacists, they have the, comprehension of like a 2-year-old child. I mean, of course they're plagiarizing. Of course they just copy and paste. They can't come up with their own thoughts, their own individual beliefs. I mean, yeah, that goes without saying. They're not the brightest bulbs, right? If they were, they wouldn't be white supremacists and neo-Nazis. So there you go. Now, Owens also claims that Henderson didn't follow her on any social media accounts. So maybe that is a clue. Maybe he didn't write this. We'll see. We'll find out what's revealed after the full investigation. But it is very clear there are a lot of dangerous people following right-wing media figures like Fuentes, like Candace Owens, and so we'll find out eventually how much of this is accurate and how much of it is just somebody else out there trying to stir the pot, if at all. Anyway, just more great news, more great alt-right MAGA news to share with you guys, and how our country is being destroyed from the inside out. So I guess Putin was right about that. All right. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. I will definitely keep an eye on this. Please like this video, even though I know it's horrific content. Please share it with others so they understand exactly the kind of threats that we're under in this country. Please subscribe if you have not. If you can donate, I truly appreciate it. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.